Hello again and welcome back to Go Visit Castles.
This week we're back up in Yorkshire to visit the brilliant CONISBROUGH Castle. Before the Norman invasion of England, the manor and land at CONISBROUGH were owned by King Harold. Following William the Conqueror's victory, his son-in-law William de Warenne was given the title Earl of Surrey and he built his castle here. It was later acquired by Hamelin Plantagenet, the illegitimate brother of Henry II, and together with his son, they rebuilt the castle in stone, including the magnificent stone keep. In a will dated around 1003, the land at CONISBROUGH was bequeathed by Wulfric Spock. He was an Anglo-Saxon nobleman and he was living during the time of Athelred the Unready, and the document shows that even back then the land was part of a former royal estate. The name itself even means King's Stronghold.
CONISBROUGH Castle is best known for its iconic and unique Great Tower. Built by Hamelin Plantagenet between 1180 and 1200, its unique cylindrical design with 6 wedge-shaped buttresses is the only one of its kind in the UK. And reaching to a height of 100 feet, it's very impressive.
Looking at all the architecture in here though, Gav, you can see it's definitely been built as a sort of status symbol for Hamelin Plantagenet to kind of mark his rise to power now as the half-brother to Henry.
Yeah, totally. A lot of people said as well that CONISBROUGH Castle's not all that defensive. Yeah. I think looking at it, for me, it's totally defensive.
There are also no windows, are there?
Exactly.
On any of your lower levels.
Which spells out to me it's built for defence as well as, you know, luxury and a status symbol.
I'm with you. I'm kind of 50-50 because sort of half and half on his.
Yeah, it's built for comfort as well as defence.
I would think so, yeah.
Joe, we're now in the bedchamber of the Great Tower at CONISBROUGH Castle. Just look at this bedchamber. Just no expense has been spared on this. You've got hand basin. You've got your own private chapel. Your own private chapel.
I know.
The fireplace here. You've got the latest carvings, the latest designs from France. Just the stonework is just second to none. The window seats, absolutely love the window seat. Imagine being a lady back in 1200.
So this is the private chapel then for Isabel de Warenne and her husband Hamelin Plantagenet. There's no expense been spared in here either, has there?
Incredible, isn't it? And this Norman arch.
The carvings are just beautiful and they're everywhere as well, aren't they?
So this would have been for Hamelin, his wife,
Isabel.
and their own private.
It's private space for them, isn't it? Off their own private quarters, they've got their own private chapel, so they're not mixing with the riff-raff in the rest of the keep, are they? It's a private space for them, and it's a beautiful, beautiful space for them as well.
I'll tell you what, Joe, how fantastic is it up here?
The views are amazing. You can see for absolutely miles and miles, can't you, all the way around. Look how far away the horizon is over there as well.
Imagine back in the day, this would have been the tallest structure for 20, 30 miles or more.
It would really, really stand out on the landscape, wouldn't it? It would be a stark reminder of who owned the land, who was living here, who was in charge. John de Warenne, the 7th Earl of Surrey, attempted to gain a divorce from his wife, and when that failed, he blamed Thomas, Earl of Lancaster. So he had Thomas's wife kidnapped, and to retaliate, Thomas captured the castle. The matter got so out of hand that Edward II had to intervene, and he declared Thomas the owner of the castle.
In the year 1415, Richard of Conisbrough, the Earl of Cambridge, was involved in the Southampton plot. The plan was to depose King Henry V and replace him with Edmund Mortimer, the 5th Earl of March. Henry V discovered the plot and beheaded the 3 ringleaders, Richard of Conisbrough being one of them. Edmund Mortimer, however, was killed later that year at the Battle of Agincourt. The outer walls of Conisbrough Castle were constructed very quickly, and the foundations are very shallow. Only after a period of 200 years, the ground subsided and a large section of the castle wall collapsed, along with the eastern gatehouse tower.
By the 1500s, the castle was almost derelict and escaped involvement in the Civil War as a result. Its ruinous state fuelled the imagination of the author Sir Walter Scott, and the castle was used as a setting for Ivanhoe, which soon made the castle a popular tourist attraction. According to the British cleric Geoffrey of Monmouth, this mound outside the castle is where Hengist, the brother of Horsa, who led the Angles, Saxons and Jutes in their invasion against Britain, it's where he's buried. Apparently he was beheaded outside the castle and his body was buried here. Now we can't always rely on things that Geoffrey of Monmouth said, because he also claimed that the wizard Merlin prophesied the defeat of the Saxons, but it is a pretty cool story, and this mound is locally known as Hengist Mound. And it should be noted that Merlin's prophecy did actually come true.
So, Conisbrough Castle, Joe, today's been quite good fun, isn't it?
It has been fantastic. The thing that I like the most about this castle is that because it was so derelict by the 1500s, it had no involvement whatsoever with the Civil War. There was no point garrisoning it because there's nothing left of it. So it's escaped Cromwell, basically. So what you see here is exactly how it was in the 1500s.
I love the Great Tower.
Yeah.
The Great Tower is incredible.
Yeah.
It's been so well preserved, and I love the way that the floors have been restored.
Yeah.
The outside of the Great Tower is in such amazing condition.
It looks like someone's taken a pressure washer to it, doesn't it, and cleaned all the stonework up, but they haven't.
It's made of such good quality limestone. Yeah. It is exactly how it was when they built it in
You can see that as well though throughout, can't you? Even with the walls here and on the inside as well. The stonework is remarkable.
And inside,
the chapel,
yeah, all the different features, the fireplaces, it's just such a high status building.
It is definitely. No expense has been spared at all with it, has it? No, this is an absolutely beautiful place. The keep alone is worth the visit. It's one of the nicest I think I've ever seen.
And I would say the castle, which has been lovingly looked after by English Heritage, it's actually got a very good visitor centre.
It has.
Lots to see in the visitor centre, lots of artefacts on display. Score-wise,
Conisbrough Castle, what do you think?
Conisbrough Castle gets a good solid Go Visits Castle score of 7.5.
Okay, yep. It's not as extensive a ruin as, say, Midland Castle, but you've got a lot more to see than Peveril Castle, particularly the keep. So don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time on Go Visit Castles.
Bye for now.
Bye.